Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel, Pelican Bay K9's giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Man, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. And so you won't forget, go ahead and hit it right now. You know it's cool if you go ahead and hit it right now. And don't forget to drop down in them comments. Leave your comment, my brothers and sisters. Big salute to all the brothers and sisters down in the chat right about now. You know, it's your boy giving you that dog talk and dog news, and we got some for today. I got updates, I got news, we got dog talk, you know, and we're going to discuss some things. Big shout out to my brothers that was checking on me throughout the weeks. It went throughout this week right here because I haven't dropped probably since Sunday around that area. It was nothing wrong. I was just, like I said before, recharging, getting things ready, you know, and this is a PBK weekend right here. So y'all check this out. We getting into this dog news, dog talk, our opinions. You know how it go. But the first thing I do want to talk about, man, is I'm doing something different. You know, we get up here and we talk these pedigrees, we talk money, we talk dog sales, we talk whatever we talk about these pit bulls, we talk it. But what I'm trying to do different is because I know them brothers down in the chat that's asking these questions, these sisters down in the chat that's asking these questions, that's giving me information as well when I need to know a certain answer. These are real people with real feelings, people with real things going on in their life, you know? So we can't just sit here and think everything is about dogs all the time. So what I'm doing different, I'm giving this number that I'm giving y'all, 843-286-9235. 843-286-9235 is a depression line, suicide line, you know, not a pit bull line. It's not a line to call to talk about bloodlines. This is a line to call to talk when you feeling down, when you feeling like you want to take yourself out, when you feeling like suicide is the only option, when you feeling depressed, when you don't feel like you don't have nobody else to talk to. It don't matter what time of the day it is, from the morning to the night. You hit that number up, 843-286-9235. It's the PBK Depression and Suicide Hotline. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all we trying to do is help as many people as we can. And I know when it comes to these dogs, we stay focused on these dogs so much that we really forget what's going on out here in the world. Some brothers might be in the chat. It might make some brothers' day to come in the chat and talk dogs sometime, or sisters, you know. But at the end of the day, brothers have a lot of things and sisters have a lot of things going on in their lives, and we don't discuss that because it is really not our business, you know. But I know, being a real person with real feelings, you know what I'm saying, I know how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? If anybody ever want to talk, or anybody ever feel like they on the edge of breaking, they can't take no more, you know, the bills is just overwhelming, everything that you thought was isn't, and now you're just ready to make other moves to eliminate yourself, or you feeling like that, you know, hit that hotline up. I'm here to talk, man. I'm not a professional that went to school to get these degrees, but what I am is I'm a human being that will talk to you, that understands certain things, and I'll give my opinion, and I'll be all ears if you need me to be ears. You know, sit back and just listen. Sometimes that's all a brother or sister need to not feel like this is it, this is all they got left, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to listen to. That's why we say the dogs are a man's best friend, because they don't argue back, they just listen. So you hit this hotline up. Don't hit this hotline up if you're talking about dogs. Do not hit my hotline up to talk about pedigrees. I have a regular phone number for that. You know, whenever I say this line, you hit this line up to talk about something that's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we gonna do it, man. 843-286-9235 is the hotline. If you're feeling depressed or you're feeling suicidal or anything like that, call Pelican Bay K9s, call Hirsch any time of the day, any time of the night. You know what I'm saying? Because your life is important enough for me to get up, you know, and talk. Like I said, I didn't go to get no degrees for this. Some things you don't have to go get degrees for all the time. You just make your way and you let folks understand that I'm just like you. I'm human just like you, and I got feelings just like you. So if you feel like I said, you're on the edge of breaking, call that hotline and we'll get to talking. Call that hotline. Now let's get into this dog talk, my brothers. First thing I want to ask brothers and sisters, when it comes to these raids and stuff, and when the police come to your house, my question to y'all is, what is the purpose of digging up a dead dog? We see it all the time where the brothers, they'll raid the yard or raid the people who they feel like is doing the illegal stuff, but then they get to digging up for dead dogs. Now, I will say one thing, if there's some type of information about what they're digging up for, I understand that. But just digging up somebody's yard to find an old corpse or dog, what purpose is that? If a dog dies on my yard, am I not supposed to bury it? Because the way it's seeming like, if my dog die, I got to take him somewhere else and get rid of him. Because if I bury him on the yard from a natural death and things somehow or another, something happened, now they go to digging up my yard, they find my dog over here that got bit by a snake. They find my dog over here that is old, just died of old age. Like, what's the purpose of all that is what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not a purpose. I just don't understand the purpose. And I'm asking my brothers and my sisters in the chat, maybe you can bring some clarity to me to tell me why or what the purpose is of digging up a dead dog in a dog fighting raid. Even if you find this dog with bullet shot or bullet wound, broke leg, it tells you I did nothing illegal. It tells you I did nothing illegal. It's a thousand reasons a brother or a sister could have put the dog down by the bullet. So a bullet to the dog cannot say I did something illegal. Like, what's the purpose? I just don't understand it. And, my brothers, like I say, my brothers and my sisters in the chat, you always have the great answers for me when I find myself lacking on certain things. But right now I need a little bit of help. So if you can help me out, what's the purpose of digging up dead dogs when these officers make arrests on brothers? Can that be used as evidence? Now, if they have some information about a particular dog that they're looking for, I understand that, But most of the time when they do the digging, they don't say, "Oh, we coming and looking for Sniper. The dog named Sniper. We looking for him, and so we gonna dig up until we think we can find him. We heard you did something with him, So I understand if they got the information on a particular dog that they're looking for, but if they don't got the information, what's the point of digging up a person's yard just to find a random dead dog? It tells you nothing. It tells you nothing about the process of what brought you there, So if you got an answer to that, my brothers and sisters, down in that chat, go ahead and drop it, man, because we're going to get up to this thing and we're going to be here for a little second. We got some things to talk about. Big salute to my brothers that's just getting up in here down in the chat. Big salute, big shout out to my brothers that been rocking with the chat before the show even start. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Mr. 216. Big shout out to City Boy Kennels. Big shout out to Russell Shaw, Liquid Lucky. Big shout out to Big Logic. Big shout out to Arrowhead. Big shout out to Hunt Down. All the brothers that be rocking with the Bay on a daily. You know what I'm saying? All right, now, my first question is, to get this dog talk started, what is a pit bull and when is a pit bull not a pit bull? When is a pit bull not a pit bull? Because like we all know, the name pit bull is just a general phrase for all the dogs that look with the boxy face. We just got to be real about it. All of the dogs, no matter what size, what height, what weight, all of the dogs with a boxy face can be classified as a pit bull. So now we're subject to say, our dogs are American Pit Bull Terriers. Because a Pit Bull is just a wide range name of dogs. Like we say, we human beings, but you have different kind of human beings. You got different kind of Pit Bulls. You got American Pit Bull Terriers. You got bully dogs. You got mixed breed this, and you got this. All these dogs are considered Pit Bulls, or at least that's what the definition of Pit Bull is. The bull breed dog. And when you hear the news, people talking or speaking on it, they calling every dog a Pit Bull. Boxers, anything with a box-shaped face. Anything with a box-shaped face. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a few pictures here of some Pit Bulls, and we're going to see, can we call the dogs out? Are these Pit Bulls? Are these American Pit Bull Terriers? Or they're just Pit Bulls? And this may get confusing to some brothers. Like, what's the difference between a Pit Bull and American Pit? I just told you. A Pit Bull is a wide range of dogs. American Pit Bull Terrier is the dog. So we're going to look at these pictures, and then I'm going to go back and tell y'all what these dogs is. I'm going to show y'all the first one. I'm going to call all these Pit Bulls. Every last one of them Pit Bulls. Show y'all the first one. Y'all take a good look at it. See what you think you can come up with off this dog. Is this a full-blooded American Pit Bull Terrier? Or is this something else? And if you think this is something else, what do you think this is as far as the mixed quality? Or is it even a Pit Bull, period? But y'all take a look at this dog. I got a few dogs to put up here and show you. And we're going to see how many of the dogs my brothers and sisters get right. Is this first dog an American Pit Bull Terrier? We know it's a Pit Bull, but is it American Pit Bull Terrier? Now, some of my brothers with a sharp eye, I'm about to check this next picture out. My brothers with a sharp eye might feel like, oh, I know what that is. Well, what is it, my homie? What is it, big dog? Is it a Pit Bull? Yes, it's a Pit Bull, because a Pit Bull is a wide range of things. But what is it? Is it American Pit Bull Terrier? Is it a boxer? Is it what is it? You looking at the picture. Y'all brothers know what American Pit Bull Terrier is. Is this American Pit Bull Terrier? Then we move on to the next picture, because we got them in different colors. And I'm not going to tell you that these dogs aren't American Pit Bull Terriers, because American Pit Bull Terriers come in all colors. But the thing to this little exercise here is seeing, can you recognize the American Pit Bull Terrier over the Pit Bull? And to help brothers who don't know what we're talking about, thinking that all Pit Bulls are the same, then you get in this conversation and you realize why some of them Pit Bull brothers be so mad when they hear folks putting bully dogs or XLs into the American Pit Bull class. See, the American Pit Bull Terrier, at the end of the day, if they would have been doing it like they supposed to be doing it, the American Pit Bull Terrier would have been the only dog recognized as the Pit Bull. But the lack of knowledge, the lack of knowing about these dogs, and people making calls and dogs being loose and stray dogs and things like that, attacking people. You dial 911, oh, a Pit Bull just attacked somebody. A Pit Bull just attacked somebody. Little did you know that wasn't a Pit Bull, but this went on for many, 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 many years. Many years. To the point where some people can't even recognize, to the point where any dog with a box face and short skin, short fur, can accidentally be called a Pit Bull. And then that blame gets blamed towards the American Pit Bull Terrier. They take all the blame for that whole, all that stuff. Just like if we saying, oh, you got humans, but you got different kind of humans. But then you got one set of the humans that take the blame for everything that all the other humans do. Everything all the other humans do, this one set of humans, take the blame for everything. And that's what the Pit Bulls do. So y'all check this next dog out. Is this American Pit Bull Terrier? And if it's not American Pit Bull Terrier, please tell me what you think it is. To my brothers and sisters down in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button, and big salute to the Bulldog channels, the dog channels, all the dog channels that's doing the positive things on this YouTube. But is that a Pit Bull Terrier? Is that an American Pit Bull Terrier? Is that a Pit Bull? You know, because maybe we need to get out of calling any of them dogs Pit Bulls if they're not an American Pit Bull Terrier, and that'll keep things a little more easier to process for people. You know, if you say Pit Bull, then you know it's a real Pit Bull. You know, it's too confusing to people who's not really knowledgeable about the breed to call 10 different dogs a Pit Bull just because they have the box and bully faces. You know, so is this a Pit Bull? How about this next picture? Is this a Pit Bull? American Pit Bull Terrier? Or is this a whole different breed all the way around? And like I said, some of my brothers have a sharp eye when it comes to these dogs, and you can tell exactly what these dogs are, if they're full-blooded or if they're mixed, and you know what they're mixed with because your eye is just that sharp. But everybody is not gifted like you. You know, everybody is not gifted like you, and when it comes to calling it in, calling 911 or calling to say about a stray dog or calling about a dog loose or anything, this one group of dogs take the blame for all of it. You know, this one group of dogs. So we gonna keep on going and show y'all the next dog. Is this dog an American Pit Bull Terrier? You know, is this dog an American Pit Bull Terrier? Big Vernon Star, is this dog American Pit Bull Terrier, homie? Bonton, what you think, Bonton? Scatterbred Kennels, man. Scatterbred, big salute. Big salute. Scatterbred Kennels, man. Big salute to Scatterbred Kennels. Marcel Shepard. Ready Red Kennels. You know, Home and the Nanny Dog. Salute to all them brothers, man, out there representing for the positive with this breed, you know. Check this next dog. Is this an American Pit Bull Terrier? Or is this just, your average dog? What is this? Will this dog get mistaken for an American Pit Bull Terrier? And don't go off of, because I'm saying, the way I'm speaking, I'm saying it's not a Pit Bull, you know, because I'm trying to throw some of y'all off and see if you really know what a Pit Bull look like, an American Pit Bull Terrier. Because me, myself, I'm used to saying a Pit Bull. When I say Pit Bull, I'm talking about American Pit Bull Terrier. I'm not talking about no other breed. Because in my head, in my philosophy, a Pit Bull is American Pit Bull Terrier. A Pit Bull is not a bully, a boxer, a Bull Terrier. No, none of that. Crosses, band dogs, a Pit Bull is a Pit Bull to me. But a Pit Bull is not a Pit Bull to the country. You know, so that's what this conversation is about. Are these dogs Pit Bulls that I'm showing you in the background? And if they not Pit Bulls, like I said, tell me what you think they are, my brothers. Tell me what you think they are, man. Now. Let's go back and answer some of these stuff here, my brothers. You know, the first dog I asked y'all brothers about. We got a Pit Bull and an English Bulldog. You know, and when I say Pit Bull, I'm talking about American Pit Bull Terrier. Pit Bull and English Bulldog cross is our first dog. How many of y'all brothers got that right? Now, I'm quite sure some of my brothers got this right, you know. I'm quite sure some of y'all got this right. But what kind of dog is this? This a Pit Bull and a French Bulldog. You should be able to see the Frenchie in it a little bit. You should be able to see the Frenchie in it. Even if you didn't say it, you say, oh, I kind of see that. I should have said that. You know, you can see that Frenchie in that dog a little bit. And our next dog, what y'all think that was or is? That's a pit bull and German shepherd. You know, a pit bull and shepherd. So all three of these dogs that we done looked at already could have been easily said, somebody could easily see them somewhere attacking somebody. Oh, they're getting bit up by a pit bull. To the pit bull breeders, anything with crosses in it, we don't consider them pit bulls. We consider them mixed breed dogs. Mutts. Not when we say mutts, we don't mean they sorry dogs. We mean they're not full blooded. They're mixed breed dogs. You know, they're mixed breed dogs. And you know, this next dog, pit bull and shepherd as well. Pit bull and shepherd as well. Now it's about to get interesting. What about this dog? I gave y'all time to answer. That's a pit bull and Catahoula. Pit bull and Catahoula. Now, we down to the last couple dogs. We got a bull terrier. This dog is a bull terrier and a mastiff. You know, not even a pit bull at all. Bull terrier and mastiff. And then right behind that, what y'all think this pit bull mixed with? Now, to my brothers that said, this not even a pit bull, you right. And this is a coon dog and a Belgian Malinois. A coon dog and a Belgian Malinois is what is in this picture right here. No bulldog in it at all. That dog running loose, attack somebody, pit bull getting the blame. Pit bull getting the blame. And that's what we fight for daily, because it's not but so much blame a dog can keep getting. A dog can keep getting before they start banning the dog, before they start eradicating, before they start putting these high laws on the dog to the point where you don't want to have your dog no more. Actually making your dog just not fun to have. You know, and that's because so many dogs giving the pit bulls bad names. You know, I spoke up before for the brother with the hawk dog, Dark Dynasty. I said, what has that brother ever did for y'all to be mad at him by calling his dog a pit bull? I understand wholeheartedly what it is. They're not pit bulls. They're American pit bull terriers. You know, they have been crossed out with something. But what I'm also saying is the hate that brother get, he shouldn't be getting it because he never did nothing negative with the dogs to put our dogs in a bad light. If this brother was out here doing bad stuff with the dogs, saying, oh yeah, he putting the pit bulls in a bad light, then you will have the room to argue with this brother or argue with anybody because he's not worried about it, you know. But when a brother is steady doing positive for something, if he want to call his dog a pit, why would you be mad? It's only making your dog look better. You know, only making your dog look better. Now, while I'm talking about this, I want to send a big shout out to Big Gemini Kennels. You know, big Gemini Kennels, big dog. This is why I do my channel. You know, I watched the video that you did. Great video, very informative video about the dogs that attacked the brother in Compton and killed him in his backyard. Very informative video. You know, I like the information that you give, but only one thing that you did is why we fighting every day for. Acknowledge that them dogs were not pit bulls. You know, we are tired of seeing dogs attack people, take people's lives, and get the name saying they pit bulls when they aren't pit bulls. That's the only thing I had against that video that you did, Big Gemini. You know, very informative video, great video. But we got to start being correct about these things, because if we keep saying, oh, a certain kind of doing this, and these isn't what's doing this, we only giving them bad names. And like I said, we putting that breed closer and closer to being extinct. You know, no matter how many millions of brothers got them now, it don't take much to start getting rid of these dogs. I'm not talking about raids. I'm speaking about if they start saying you got to have insurance on these dogs. If they start saying you got to do this with these dogs. Forget the chains. Forget the cages. If they start saying you got to pay $200 a dog every so and so, $300 a dog, $1,000 a dog, you know, or else you can't have them on your yard. If the insurance, a lot of insurance companies won't even take the insurance out if you got a pit bull on your yard. Now, what if a brother got a dog who's not even a pit bull, but the insurance company look at that dog and they not real knowledgeable on it. So when they see it, they see a pit bull. When we see it, we see a mixed dog. You know, we see a mixed dog, but we not the ones with the papers and doing the insurance and stuff. So when it comes to that brother in Compton, somebody other than us pit bull brothers got to recognize, like I say, Big Gemini, those dogs weren't pit bulls. That man was not killed by pit bull terriers. The man was not harmed by a pit bull. Those dogs are mixed breed dogs. Dogs that they're experimenting with. Dogs that you do not know the temperament with because you haven't been dealing with these dogs long enough. When I say long enough, I mean, if you've been dealing with them 20 some years, breeding that same line of dogs, then you pretty much know what you got. You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't, and some brothers create things, they add this, they add that. And when you add this and you add that, you also add in the temperament, whether you see it now or not. And like you said, Big Gemini, one key thing you said, just like I spoke in my video, when you leave these dogs in 3s, 4s, 5s, in packs, you're going to get a different type of action from that dog. That dog is not going to be acting the same way he would act if he was just in the yard by himself. Now he has a pack. One of the dogs established himself or herself as the alpha of the pack. The rest of them are followers, and they're going to follow exactly what that dog is leading them to do, whether it's attack somebody or what, you know. So we just got to get better at calling a spade of what it is. If it's mixed breed, it's mixed breed. If it's XL bully, it's XL, but it ain't a pit bull. You know, XL bully and pit bull is two different kind of breed of dogs. Bully and a pit bull, two different breed of dogs. They bred for two different things. And I always say this, a bully is far more human aggressive than American Pit Bull Terrier. It's nothing to bring human aggression out of a bully breed dog compared to an American Pit Bull Terrier. You know, bringing out that protection work, bringing out all that type of stuff, it's easy in the bully breed dogs because when they bred them dogs, they didn't breed them for the same temperament. And if they did, they didn't pay attention to the breedings of the temperament the way the brothers did back in the days with the pit bulls. You know, the pit bulls always been called the nanny dogs. Always. And that's because of the way the brothers bred them. They bred them to be nanny dogs. And I told y'all before, out of all the attacks we've seen across this country, none of them been pit bulls that was trained. So we always say, oh, don't train a dog to bite. Don't train a pit bull to bite. Like I said before, give me the articles where you seen a trained pit bull go out there and hurt somebody. You know, just find my show that I talked about it. Where a pit bull had training, an American Pit Bull Terrier, you know, the top echelon, have been trained, and he turned around and attacked somebody and caused them bodily harm, if not death. You know, we can't find it, but we can find excuses not to have these dogs for protection. You know, and that just go on brothers not having their own minds, brothers relying on what some of these old school dog men tell you, and like I told you before, they ass washed up. You know, washed up. So if you going off of washed up information, all it's doing for you is washing you up early. You know, having your mind at a small mind, having your mind level, you know, on this level, instead of being sky's the limit. Because you listen to old school washed up dog men who only went by one code when it came to their dogs. You know, only went by one code. This is not that day and time. You know, this is not that day and time. Even if brothers wasn't going to the confirmation shows, brothers been doing that protection work with pit bulls. You know, they just not in your community to be worrying about what a lot of y'all haters talking about. These brothers train pit bulls to do bite work every single day of the year across this country. They're not in your community because they're not worrying about what you talking about, because the stuff that you worrying about is irrelevant. You're worrying about an old man from the 70 years ago, you know? And if you don't got that old man in your pedigree, you just don't feel like his dog is worth more than yours. And that's why these brothers stay to their own community, because a lot of nonsense be going on in this American pit bull community. You know what I'm saying? A lot of nonsense. Now, let's keep this thing moving, man. Let's keep this thing moving. Hit them like buttons up, my brothers. How many ever likes I get for this video, I'll do push-ups live on my next video. I'll do push-ups. If I get 100 likes, I'll do 100 push-ups. You know what I'm saying? I do 100. If I get 200, I'll do 200. So go ahead and get them likes up, my brothers and sisters. Get them likes up and challenge me. You know what I'm saying? Challenge me. And let's keep this thing moving, man. Let's keep this thing moving. Like I said, man, one brother asked me and want me to speak on it. Breeding a dog while he's in keep. Is it a good thing? Dog is getting ready for a show. I'm going to take it to the old school days. You know what I'm saying? Because a confirmation show, I'm going to breed them. I'm going to breed them with a confirmation show. Confirmation keep, I'm going to breed them. It don't matter if it's a week before the confirmation show. You know, I'm going to breed them. But if we talking about the Wild Wild West days, back, you know, when we was doing our little thing and all that, nah. Just like boxers, you know, they don't want them brothers be out there having sex when 40 got a match. You know what I'm saying? They don't want them brothers, you want to save all your energy. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You don't want to be lax. You don't want to underestimate your opponent back then. You know, now, we're going to talk about it from all ends of the spectrum. And from all ends of the spectrum, we got to look at it like this. You know, we got to look at it like this. Okay, you might have a show back in the days, Wild Wild West. But just say, for instance, you was taking your dog out for $2,000. Now you got a brother who want to breed to your dog for $1,000 to $2,000. Okay? Keeping it real with yourself, you know, you're going to be like, oh, I can breed. I can make this breeding. That's some of the money that I could put towards this show right here. Instead of coming out my pocket some more, I could just take this money and put this on my show that I'm about to go to. You know? So one brother may look at it like he about to make some more money to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, you got to keep that dog strong, keep that dog focused. And another thing, you might take that dog to breed him. Now, when he comes see this other dog, he might go to checking. He might go to check to see if that dog's a female, to make sure, or he might go to hunching, because you done been having them, you know, breeding in his keep. In his keep, back in them days, if it was Wild Wild West style, not touching a female. You know what I'm saying? Not touching a female. If a brother wanted to breed, he better breed before I got my keep started. You know, before I got all that started. Now, if it's an 8-week keep, and maybe you catch me on that 8th week, the first week of my keep, maybe the second week, I might try it. I might try it. But once I'm into my process, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting here lying to y'all about certain things, man. We just gotta keep it real. You know, it's not the best way to do it, but what brother gonna let that free cash go by when he has something planned? If I'm taking a dog to a show for $5,000 and I can go ahead and get me another $1,000 right here just to put in my pocket, what brother gonna let that $1,000 pass? You know? So we just gotta keep it real and don't act like, that's why I say, man, I didn't go to school to be a professional. I'm a human that lives like y'all, that does things, that got feelings like y'all, and gonna react like y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, brother wanna breed, most likely. Most brothers gonna probably breed to get that cash. But at the end of the day, you gotta think about it. Do a boxer have supposed to be out there dealing with his old lady while he got a fight coming? You know? Most boxers leave the family when they got a fight coming. Some take their family on the road with them as well, but that's the ones that have discipline, not to be laid up with the old lady every night, not to be laid up with the old lady every night. And then you go out there in that ring and get your ass knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that lady was good to you, but it had you weak. You don't think you're weak. It had you weak, you know? So, that's just my answer when it comes to should you breed your dog throughout a keep. Maybe at the beginning, it won't hurt. And like I said before, modern day time, we talking about confirmation shows. It don't hurt at all the way down the whole damn keep. Because your dog ain't doing nothing going in there posing, trying to look good. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to hurt that. Only way breeding your dog in a keep is going to hurt if you was out there doing the wrong thing with that dog. You know what I'm saying? And I say wrong thing because we know the laws change over the years and it's not the way it used to be. So I'm only speaking about what I would have did back in the 90s. You know, I wouldn't breed them if it's a day before the match or a week before the match. But if you caught me throughout them weeks, I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably would have bred and took my chance. You know, I'm not gonna say I would have told you to come back 3 and 4 and 5 times, you know, but I would, probably would have slipped them in. Cause that 1,000, watch that money leave the yard. Sometimes, especially when you just, all you gotta do is breed them. It's hard to do to let that money leave the yard. Hard to do, my brothers. And big salute to everybody down in the chat, man. The brothers that's just tuning in. PBK9's back in effect. Just had to take a little break, do some things around my way, handle some business around my way. I got some great things coming for my brothers and sisters. Great things coming. Like I said about the training, when it comes to the dog training, this is the final ride. When I'm finished training Sassy, I will have a special video, retirement party for the dog training. You know what I'm saying? I'm training my dogs, but I'm not gonna be training dogs for the public anymore. It's just too much a hassle. You know what I'm saying? Too much a hassle. And this is no discredit or this is no diss to anybody dog that I ever trained. I'm just going by what I'm doing with my platform, what I'm doing with my podcasting or whatever, compared to getting out there, spending hours and hours and hours and hours of training. You know what I'm saying? I like the work, you know what I'm saying, but I don't like the work dumb. Don't like the work dumb. And like I say, everybody got to make their way, make their path. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be training my dogs, but public training, this is the final ride for me. This is the final ride. And like I said, I have the dog, the Belgian Malinois Sassy. I will be training her. And, when I'm done, that's it, man. That's it. A lot of y'all brothers, you don't like to pay. You don't want to pay. And it's just not worth my aggravation when it comes to a lot of the dog training stuff. When I can sit here on my computer and work my platform and make 2 times as much as that money. It don't really make sense. Why am I going to go out there and get sweaty up all day long and making less money than what I'm going to make talking to y'all on my podcast? I mean, it's just common sense. So y'all make sure y'all beat up when I drop that video, the final ride. And like I said, I'll be keeping y'all updated on the training with Sassy as well. Now let's take a look at a couple pictures right here, my brothers. Take a look at a couple of these pictures. This first picture I'm gonna show y'all. This is the first dog I had, period. His name was Frisky. He was supposed to be a shepherd, a German shepherd or something like that. I'm not sure if he was full-blooded or what. But that was my first dog. Now this next dog that I'm gonna show you, that first one I had him when I was in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna show y'all some more pictures. You see me standing up here with my little brother and my sister and the dog in the cage behind us. Now, right there where I'm standing at, and where you see me holding my little brother and sister, that yard right there is where I was raised from the age of 4 until I got about 12, somewhere around that area. All right. Now that same backyard right there is the same backyard that once I grew up, the house was an abandoned house. But once I grew up, that same backyard is where Sambo destroyed a whole lot of dogs. Whole lot of dogs. Right there where you see me standing at, and my sister and my brother, that's Sambo's stomping ground right there. You know, that's Sambo's stomping ground. And like I said, this was many years later. The house was abandoned at this time, or vacant rather. You know, nobody was staying in it. And I had to move to another neighborhood by then. So, but that particular house right there is where Sambo did his thing at. You know what I'm saying? And this next dog that I'm showing you, this is my first pit bull. Her name was Bam Bam. I got this one when I was probably about 7th, 8th grade, somewhere around there. Matter of fact, this picture that I'm showing y'all, she's 7 years old in this picture. And this is 99. She was born in 91, 92, give or take. You know, because she didn't have no papers on her, so we might be with a little off on the days wise. But she was 7 years old in this picture, and this was in 99. So I got her in 92. 92, I was in the 7th, 8th grade. I went to 9th grade in 93. 92, I was in the 8th grade. It just depends on what part of 92. The first part of 92, you know, or the second part, 92, you know, let me see. 93, I was going to the 9th grade. That would have been 93 of August. But 93 of April, I was still in the 8th grade. So 92, I would have been in the 7th grade. All right, 7th grade. The old name was Bam Bam. So check that out. That's the one, like I told you, the first pit bull I had. And that's at 7 years old. Took her to the vet, got her ears clipped. My mama got her spaded back in the days. You know, and that's why I know a little bit about the spaded dogs. I know their heads get small. Their heads stay small. Their heads don't grow as big as the body. That's when you start seeing your pit bulls with your small heads and your big bodies. Because they've been neutered or they've been spaded. And it messes their hormones up, man. Them vets try to tell brothers and sisters that this is the best way to go. Now, if your dog is going to have a chance of dying because something he need to be spaded for, if he need to be spaded in order to live, or need to be neutered in order to live, that's a different story. But if you're just doing it to stop puppies, you're about to screw your dog up. The dog is not going to be a healthy dog. A neutered dog is not a healthy dog. Everything it's a shift. You know, and when I say healthy, I don't mean he's out there sick or something like that. I mean, if you wouldn't have neutered him, you would have seen a different dog. His whole body would have been different. So if you go get a process did to you, and you get your sack clipped, and now it makes your body get big and your head get small, your head, you look like Beetlejuice. You know, something wrong with you. The Lord didn't make you to grow like that. So you growing like that because it's a deficiency inside of your body now that's making it do that. You don't got, your hormones is not there. It's a change in hormones. So the vet, you know, they quick to tell brothers that, oh, we need to neuter, we need to spay, but they don't tell you the health risks. Our dogs start having seizures at an early age, you know, well taken care of, you know what I'm saying, well taken care of. She wasn't in too many no fights like that. For one, I never seen the dog lock, never seen a lock before, and that's during the ages of you was gassed up off a lock. Oh, my pit bull lock. That's all you wanted to see was your pit bull lock. I never seen a lock before. You know what I'm saying? Never seen a lock. But, like I said, that's my dog from 92, man. You know what I'm saying? 1992. And by the time this picture here was taken, you know, I had the red boy dogs, you know what I'm saying? The yellow dogs, all that stuff by the time this picture was taken. And you may not can tell how small her head is compared to her body from that picture, you know. But when you look at her from the side, you can see it. Her head wasn't massive compared to her body. And I see that in a lot of dogs. And if you don't notice that, pay attention for now on. Look at the dogs that's spaded and neutered. You know, small heads, big bodies. Small heads, big bodies. Now, we got to talk about some champions with no opponents. Because see, them boys say, I'm just going to jump straight off with it. Them boys say Titan got fake champions out here. Titan, them boys say you got a fake champion, a champion Smokey. They say champion Smokey is a dog with no opponents. Champion Smokey, we got the competition. Now we got Bane X versus champion Smokey versus Michael Myers. Versus Michael Myers. All of them champions with no opponents. Champions with no opponents. Craig, what you gonna do now? I told you, dog. Smokey, champion Smokey, y'all boys just called dog champion just to sell them off on these brothers. But now these brothers got a link to talk and a link to get that reel out. You can't be bamboozling brothers 24/7, 365 and thinking they ain't gonna catch up with you. It just is what it is. Here's what it is. They say champion Smokey is a champion with no opponents. Titan Kennels champion Smokey is a champion with no opponents. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We're waiting to see who the champion of the champion with no opponents between Bane X and champion Smokey and Michael Myers. Between Michael Myers, he get the winner. We got to have a champion with no opponents tournament. You know what I'm saying? Got to have a tournament. But let's keep this thing going, man. Let's keep this thing going. Now, brother told me to do some research, and I'm still doing my research on a 10-timer from Texas. Rebel Rocky. Rebel Rocky is a 10-timer from Texas, and we don't hear a lot about these dogs with these records. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rebel Rocky is a 10-timer from Texas that I hear a lot of good things about throughout his days. I just don't know why brothers really haven't spoke on it. Far as making the videos with the computer voices back in the days. If a dog was that high of caliber dog, somebody would have made a computer voice video about it. I'm talking about way before we start making videos. Way before we start doing it. But like I said, that's not to take no credit from that dog. I just heard that it's a 10-timer from Texas named Rebel Rocky. And I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing my research on it. And so far, I haven't heard anything bad about the dog. Haven't heard anything bad about it. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button up, man. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button up and drop down in them comments. Big salute to my brothers down in that chat right there. Now, let's talk about this, because I told y'all we were going to talk about this before we start getting into this news. I got some good news for y'all brothers today. Starting your own registry when your dogs have no papers. Is this right? Can this be trusted? Anybody can start their own registry up. That's the thing about it. Anybody can start their own registry. And because your dogs don't have papers and you start your own registry, now that means your dog does have papers. Papers are papers. It might not be the high caliber, but papers are papers. So, I see certain brothers out there that start their own registries. And the word is getting out that these dogs aren't registered through other companies. See, that's when you got to start watching stuff. That's why I say about Maul Cunt running the Tom Garner. Because Tom Garner don't do checks on his dogs. He might do them now if he watch his video. He don't do checks on them. Send your information, bam, bam, bam. He don't know if it's a Dalmatian or a Rottweiler. That's why Maul Cunt running over there, because that's the type of breeding he doing. He don't give a damn. He making the breeding and he's selling it to y'all. Because I ain't buying none of it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to tell me but one time somebody playing with them papers. One time. And like I said, is it right for a brother to start a registry and put his papers on it? Can it be trusted? Not is it right, because if it's legal, it's right. It's cool. But can it be trusted? If I got my own registry, right, it's cool. My registry might got just as much clientele as the next dog. But if your registry not accepted by ADBA or Bonafide, because them the only two that I consider, certified. When I say certified, I mean I don't have to worry about all that funny dud stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about it. ADBA and Bonafide. When it comes to all that other stuff, it's just like me, doing my registry. And another thing, my brothers, if you might not see me promoting my registry, my thing is I'm not even sure I'm going to still keep doing my registry or not, because simple fact of the matter, I don't want to be involved with this stuff, with these police coming and looking for people addresses, looking at these pedigrees and all that type of stuff and having folk information all in the system. I'm really not trying to be involved with that type of stuff. I'm doing great things in my life. I'm trying to stay focused on the positive, and I'm not trying to worry about what all these fools out here doing with their dogs and saying, oh, I gotta be careful because these boys out here doing all this and doing all that. Nah, if you want to do that, you can do that. I'm doing my thing. And that's why I say I'm not really focused on the paper situation right now, because it's too many things that them papers is linking brothers back to getting them in trouble, you know. And then folk will be like, oh, it's not the papers, it's not the paper. But them folk clearly telling you every news article that they going back looking at these papers and seeing what these dogs is off of. Whether they do it now or they did it when they was researching before the raid, you know. I'm not really trying to be involved with all that stuff like that, you know. Not trying to be involved with it. Now, brother was telling me about dog bust that just happened over the week. Now, only thing I checked, when I checked the Georgia, I got an update on the brother Jacoby Penn pleads guilty to training pit bulls for fighting.
Man today pleading guilty to federal charges related to dog fighting. Jacoby Penn admitting that he raised and sold pit bulls used for dog fighting. The charges stem from a raid conducted last summer by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Deputies found 38 dogs on the property. Many of them were injured. 22 of them had to be euthanized. Investigators also seizing treadmills, injectable veterinary canine medications, and weighted collars and chains. Penn was on supervised release at the time following a prison sentence on a drug charge. Prosecutors have asked his supervised release be revoked and that he serve additional time for that. Meanwhile, sentencing in the dogfighting case is set for September. He faces a maximum of 5 years in prison, but prosecutors have recommended leniency in exchange for the guilty plea.
Now, for any brother or sister to get and tell the police that they're training pit bulls to fight, it's because they had more leverage on you from another charge. So they probably told you, oh, we'll drop this. Was you training the dogs to fight? Either that, or you told them you was training them to fight, and you told them who you was training them to fight with. You know, one part of the conversation not just gonna leave them folk with no answers. They're not gonna sit there and say you trained this dog to fight, and they never gonna ask you who was you fighting against. They're gonna ask you who was you fighting against, you know, and you can't sit there and say that you trained the dog for fighting and not tell them who you was training them to fight for. All you had to do is say, if y'all want to take the dogs, take the dogs. You know, if y'all want to say I was fighting them, y'all say I was fighting them. You didn't see me fighting these dogs. They got scars on them. That don't mean I was training them to fight. You see, that don't mean I was training them to fight. That's why I tell brothers, you let folk get all this stuff over your head outside of the dogs, you know, and then they make you do anything with the dogs. Anything. And that was a long conversation. It wasn't just a 5-second conversation. I train these dogs to fight. Let me sign this paper and I go about my business. Nah. You know, I'm training these brothers to go out here and commit crimes. Commit crimes where? On who? You know? That's where the question is gonna go. It's not just gonna be no one-sided where you just saying, oh, I train these dogs for this. And who you going against? You know, if they didn't get you to set up a match. But that's the only thing that I got, my brother, you know, that was telling me about the thing that went down in Georgia over the past couple of days. If it's something else that went down in Georgia, because they said they had an operation called Operation Bear Trap. You know, but when I look up Operation Bear Trap, it's from another operation from years ago. And that didn't even have anything to do with dogs. So I'm not sure exactly if I'm looking over it. I know I'm not looking over it. I'm not sure if they just didn't post it or what. You know how brothers get out here. They start saying, don't put it on the news. You got Pelican Bay that's going to put it up there. You know, give us 2 weeks. Give us a week. Pelican Bay going to talk about it on his news channel. You're damn right. I told y'all. You out there screwing up, you on my damn show. Like that brother was on Facebook the other day, he say, man, y'all the idiots, y'all dummies. He ain't said them words on Facebook. you're ignorant. You post the craziest stuff. What I say, bro, that's exactly what I tell them. I got their ass on this channel. I got a place for them. Them folk got a place for them, and I got a place for them. My place for them ain't gonna hurt them. I'm just gonna put them on the regular news. You know, them folk got some other place to put you at. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into the dog news, man, real quick, and then we get back to some more dog talk. Now, let's talk about the dog named Echo, a husky dog, you know. A husky dog that got lost in the mountains. They found her with the drone. I think she was walking with her owner, and something happened and she broke loose, or he broke loose, and they got separated. You know, make a long story short, the husky was out on the ledge, and they had to use a drone. They used the drone to rescue the husky, not lift him off the ground, but to spot the husky and bring in more rescue people. So y'all check this out, man. Echo the husky.
After going missing near Catamount Mountain.
And poor thing. But here's the kicker. The person who found this dog specializes in using thermal drones to help people find their missing pets.
Cool. Very
cool. Chad Taverny says he found Echo the husky in about an hour. It only took that long. Echo's running leash had gotten loose during a walk with her owner, and Taverny started flying his drone. He found a lone heat signature high up on the mountain on a narrow ledge. Taverny started climbing with a storm quickly rolling in.
Once it got dark, because I noticed that, like, when I went up there, like, at darkness, I could see where the dog, like, literally wouldn't have been able to, like, get off of there because she couldn't have seen, like, how to, basically.
He let Echo kiss his face and smell him, and she realized he was there to help. So he pulled her off the ledge, got back to the trailhead in just about 30 minutes to a grateful and relieved owner. I can imagine the fear that goes with missing your dog.
Yeah, some of those huskies, they're off the leash and they're just gone, especially in a forest like that.
It's always great when a dog gets rescued or when a dog gets saved. But before we get into our next news clip, I want to ask y'all brothers and sisters, do you know that baking soda kills fleas? You know, as well, I know you know the Dawn dish detergent to kill fleas because they can't live in that type of soapy, greasy areas and stuff like that. But baking soda kills fleas and the flea larvae. So you can make your solution and rub it on them, spray it on them. But baking soda kills them, man. Whether it's strong enough to, you don't got enough in it, you can make your own solution. But just keep that in mind, man. Baking soda kills fleas and flea larvae. Now, let's get into this article here is a little bit older, but when I ran across it, I had to bring it to y'all brothers and y'all sisters. We got a gang. Sometimes it don't matter how big the dog is. It's about this. You know what I'm saying? It's about this. Right now we got a gang of Chihuahuas running wild in Arizona, terrorizing neighborhoods. Little jokers, you know, sticking together. Y'all check this out.
Word of a gang wreaking havoc in Maryvale.
Yeah, not a gang of thugs, but a gang of Chihuahuas stuck on the streets without a place to call home. ABC 15's Sarah Goldenberg joins us now on why they're becoming such a growing problem.
Yeah, they're kind of small, but at the same time, residents are pretty concerned.
Yeah, well, they're running loose, and that's really worrying residents. Animal Control tells us the big issue here is overpopulation, and it's going to take the help of neighbors to curb it. Now, we've talked about the overflow of Chihuahuas in our shelters before, but now they're on our streets. Maricopa County Animal Care and Control says if you compare the Maryville area with similar-sized area in Glendale, the number of calls they're getting about stray Chihuahuas is twice as high, 3 times as high compared to Chandler and Gilbert. Now, Animal Control says it's had thousands of calls, but they also say they need a little help.
If at all possible, if you see a stray, if you can safely contain him in your yard and then call us, that makes a big difference, because what's happening is people are calling and saying, hey, I see a stray. By the time we get there, it's long gone.
Now, Animal Control tells us they're too busy to patrol the area. And if you're interested in adopting a Chihuahua, those won't be too hard to find. You know, Katie and Steve, they're one of the most common breeds in the shelter.
Yeah, good dogs, too. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Now, there's some little feisty little jokers there, man. Some little feisty little jokers. Now, this next news clip, man, it gets wicked. We got a husband and a wife, both jail. But y'all check this out. Y'all check this out. Little girl's walking, maybe to the Walgreens or something like that, walking to the store. Husband following them. The wife is not there, but the man is following the little kids, playing with himself while he following the kids. And them folks find out about it, and they come to arrest him. You know, I don't know. I guess the article will tell you what happened when you look at the article, but he was following the girls, playing with himself. So them folk came to lock him up for indecent sport, whatever they lock you up for when you're doing that type of stuff. Now, in this process, they take his phone. When they take his phone, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you want me to tell you what they found in his phone? Do y'all, brother, sit down for a second. Sit down. Sit down. Let me tell you. You sure y'all boys really want to know? Y'all sisters really want to know when they found in that phone? Now, they went to get the guy because he following them little kids. But when they got his phone, they seen video of him filming his wife being fucked by the family Great Dane. Him and the Great Dane was having a threesome with his wife. Some days he get her, some days the Great Dane get her. Are you kidding me, my brothers and sisters? Are you kidding me? What is this world coming to, man? What is this world coming to? You got to know he's not pleasing her. There's no way in hell a woman will let a dog screw her if a man is giving her that meat the way he's supposed to be giving it to her. You see? You know, they got brothers who will call you over and let you screw their wife, you know, because some people get a kick out of that. You know what I'm saying? I had a brother one time, a sister one time, that told me to come over to the house out there in the country, out there by Marion, a little bit past Marion. She said, come to our house, but her husband wanted to film. Now, to some brothers, that's normal. And, you know, it is what it is. But coming from where I was coming from, the streets, I kind of felt funny, man, for a few reasons. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if you're trying to rob me. This is a lie, a robbery. You know, I'm going to bust your old lady down in front of you as you want me to do. But, I mean, my street intuition told me, like, nah, something ain't right. You know, because I really, you know, I'm not used to seeing another man want you to screw his old lady. But there's plenty people out there like that. Swingers, everything, you know. So I didn't go, you know. But in this particular situation, this brother liked the Great Dane to screw his, and he videotaped it, and he got caught. Y'all check this video out.
13, we start this story with a warning. The details are graphic and disturbing. An investigation into a Spring man for multiple sex crimes against children led to the additional arrest and charges against his wife.
Truly unbelievable here. She's now accused of engaging in sexual acts with a family dog. Liliana Pearson is live outside Montgomery County Constable Office, Precinct 3. And Liliana, this case really is just gripping our entire community.
It is, and I've covered very many sad and horrifying stories in my career, but it's been quite some time since a case has truly shocked me in the way that this one has. Parents, one of them a veteran, the other a nurse, known for their affinity with animals.
I used to call him Pet Detective.
A neighborly joke that now feels darker.
I don't even want to think about what transpired.
According to law enforcement, on March 13th, William, with no previous criminal history, was arrested after a bystander noticed he was following two young children around this spring HEB, touching himself.
You know, just the fact that he was in the area performing that act.
Montgomery County constables with Precinct 3 arrested him, slapping him with an indecent exposure charge.
It's really frustrated and angered a lot of the residents.
The arrest led to an investigation, led to William's phone being confiscated, led to the discovery of images of children being sexually assaulted, and something else.
And I'm like, holy crap.
Video of Keen's wife willingly engaging in multiple sexual acts with the family's Great Dane.
It's not normal.
Neighbor Anthony Williams captured this video from the 27th.
Oh, they are raiding this man's house.
Showing law enforcement arresting the Keens, removing 3 dogs and their 2 children.
You don't know what type of environment they were exposed to on a regular basis. Maybe they were not exposed to, maybe they were exposed to tons of things, but...
Neighbors now hoping the peace they once assumed they had will be returned to this spring suburb. And we're told that CPS was alerted, though we were not able to learn if CPS is still in possession of the Keens' 2 children or if those children have been released to family members at this time. Right now, both the Keens still in jail facing felony charges. William for indecency with a child and possession of child pornography. Jolie for bestiality. From Montgomery County, I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
If that ain't disgusting, my brothers. And you got all kind of brothers and sisters out here. Imagine this, man. Imagine this. You don't know that. You don't know shorty. You see her at a bar. You holler at her. You know, you get it. That's why y'all brothers better be wrapped up, man. Better be wrapped up. It don't matter how fine these girls is out here. You know, it don't matter. You don't want to be, back in the days they used to say, you know, you wear that rubber because you don't know who you fucking behind, right? You don't want to be screwing behind some nasty dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be screwing behind no dude. But you damn sure don't want to be hollering at no girl, and now you about to take her home, and you about to raw dog her, and the last person she screwed wasn't a person. It was a Great Dane. You might come down with some shit, instead of getting chlamydia or whatever, you might get something a dog got. And they're going to be like, oh, how you got this? This is something dogs normally carry. That'll mess your mind up if a doctor tell you that, man. You got a sexually transmitted disease that dogs normally carry. Be careful what y'all brothers doing. These folk out here is wilding these days, man. Wilding. The percentage and the amount of people that are screwing these animals is astronomical. You know, it's up there, man. It don't make no sense. You know, beat your meat. Go get you a toy or something, man. Go get you the biggest dildo you can find. You know, that's what they make toys for. The police, if they would have looked in that camera and that phone and see that woman laying in the middle of her bed with a 2-liter bottle size a dildo, it would have been nothing they could have did. Them toys, that's what they made for. You know, giving her satisfaction that she cannot get somewhere else at the time, or cannot get somewhere else at all. You know? But when you start talking about animals, my goodness, you know, my goodness. It's just a whole nother thing, man. Now let's move this thing on to the UK. Because, you know, Pelican Bay tell you, I give that news from across the world, from one side of the planet to the other side. You know, from Iceland to Compton, California. You know what I'm saying? From Greenland to Arizona. We give you that dog news. From South Carolina to Russia, South Carolina to Iraq, we give you that dog news, man. 22 XL bullies seized from the UK. So y'all check this out.
Police have seized 22 dogs from a suspected illegal XL bully breeding farm in Sheffield. The animals, including mothers and pups, were discovered on Thursday on an allotment, in conditions described by officers as appalling. 6 of the dogs were put to sleep due to the poor health they were found in, while the remaining 16 are being kept in police kennels, according to a South Yorkshire police spokesperson. The ownership of American Bully XL dogs is restricted under the Dangerous Dogs Act 1991, while it has been illegal to sell, give away, abandon or breed the dogs since the 31st of December, 2023. Chief Inspector Cheney, who is in charge of the force's response to dangerous dogs, said, "We do not know how long some of the dogs have been living in these conditions, with female dogs having litters of puppies while in their own suffering state. Following the XL bully ban put in place earlier this year, it is now against the law to breed the dogs. Separate to the investigation around these dogs being XL bullies, animal cruelty and suffering will not be tolerated within South Yorkshire, and we will continue to work with partners to ensure those responsible are put before the courts. Sadly, 6 dogs had to be put to sleep. The remaining 16 dogs remain in police kennels while our investigation continues. The breeding facility was discovered by police officers and officials from the council's animal health team at the Infield Lane allotment site, off Greenland Road. Specialist help from dog legislation officers and the RSPCA was drafted in to remove the dogs from the site described as small, inadequate, and unhygienic. Police said a suspect has been identified while inquiries into the site are ongoing.
But like I said, man, you can't knock a brother if you have no credentials. Let's do a quick retake on everything we talked about. You know, I started the video off by telling brothers, if you have a problem, if you feel like you're on the verge of suicide, if you feel like you're depressed, if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, call PBK hotline 843-286-9235. I will not talk about dogs. This is not a number to call to talk about dogs, pedigrees, no, none of that. If you're feeling down, if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, if you feel like this the end, you feel like you can't take no more, you know what I'm saying? Because we all human, we go through things, man. You know, we can talk about these dogs all year, but that's social media, that's our real life, but it's other things going on too, and we don't never talk about what us brothers go through. Like, it might be a brother who I see in the chat for the first 6 months, and then all of a sudden he disappear. Maybe it's not, he not disappearing because he want to. He disappearing because he got other things going on in his life. It might be good, it might be bad. But this number right here is to let you know if you have gone through some bad things, you know, I'm here to talk. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not somebody who went to school for this, but I'm somebody who's willing to talk. I'm somebody who know that humans go through things. We all got feelings and we all have problems, no matter how much money we got. You know, a problem will ensue. And thing is, sometimes you got to have somebody to talk to. And if I can help anybody from reaching that point of crisis, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I try to help them? You know, why wouldn't I try to help them? So that number is for that. And then we spoke on the keeps. Would you breed your dog in a keep? Why you got him in the keep? You know, and I said, normally, back in the days, once your dog went in the keep, you wouldn't breed. But if we want to speak real and be real with ourselves, who gonna let that money pass? Who gonna let the money pass? Unless it's the day of the match. All he gonna do is get up there and get that $1,000, get that $1,500, get that $2,000, that $2,500, whatever you charging to breed. You know, that's all he gonna do. I gotta get that. So we just gotta be real about it. It's not nothing we would have did, but I mean, a lot of people ain't gonna let that money pass. You know, I was speaking on my final ride when it come to dog training. This dog that I'm training now is the last one I'm training for the public. Last one that I'm training for the public. And like I said, when I'm done, we're gonna have a special video. I'm gonna get all my dog trainers up here. We're gonna do a special video because I'm done with the public training. You know, we also talked about if your dog doesn't have papers and you start your own registry up, can brothers trust these type of folk that these dogs are legitimately what they say they off of? And if you don't got papers on your dog, can you believe yourself that your dog is legitimately off whoever you got that dog from said it's off of? They might be trick you. If you don't got papers on the dog, the person you got them from may have tricked you from the start. And you may not be lying. You may be thinking your dog is off this, but you got tricked already because you don't got no papers. You know, that's the only problem where I see it at. I don't think it's a problem if your dog is registered ADBA bona fide and you want to register them with your registry as well. But if your dog can only be registered with your registry, then there's something wrong. You know, it's something terribly wrong in that situation. We also talked about the brother who got arrested with the dogs, Jacoby, pled guilty to dog fighting. training dogs to fight. You know, he pled guilty to training dogs to fight. We talked about that. We talked about baking soda, how baking soda kills fleas. Baking soda, make your little solution. Baking soda kills fleas and flea larva eggs. You know, we talked about that. We talked about the XL bullies that was seized in the UK. You know, seized in the UK, and we talked about the Chihuahua gang. My brothers who wasn't here earlier. But I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. It's your boy, PBK9s, giving it to you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure y'all go subscribe, man, because they're only going to get better and better and better and better. You know, we just going to keep taking it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? I know what my brothers and sisters want. I know what kind of dog talk and dog news y'all want and when y'all want it. You know, I ain't going to neglect you, you know, and I ain't going to befriend you just to get you on my side and try to railroad you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to try to railroad you. I ain't going to try to dish you and go get your friends and try to bring your friends in. You know, see, the thing about this dog thing, man, brothers has got to play their position, play their parts, and understand a lot of y'all want to be in this dog game, but this dog game ain't where you want to really be at. I'm telling you. The dog game nowadays ain't what you want to be cutting friends and stabbing people in the back for. You know, this dog game ain't worth stabbing nobody in the back for these days, fam. You stabbing good people, or these folks stabbing good people in the backs. Not talking about nobody in particular. I'm just talking about in general. You know, good people in the backs for a washed up ass dog game. When I say washed up, I mean, yo, you can't see how crazy it is out here in this dog game, then that's you. You know, that's you. Y'all take care of them dogs, man. Y'all stay safe out there. And remember, PBK9 is going to give it to you. Fair and cut, raw and unbiased. You know, some going to like it, some ain't. Y'all stay safe, and I'm out.